Hello everyone and welcome to Bloggrunner Everything and welcome back to the channel and the podcast. Now, at this point, I should probably just start saying welcome back to the community. Otherwise, I'll have to name drop every platform that we're on. Anywho, what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be taking a special look at the upcoming La Liga El Clasico, one which will come with some serious title deciding implications as Barcelona play host to Real Madrid for what will be an ultimate Clasico of the season. That's right, we still have one more Clasico coming up in the Copa del Rey, the second leg of that semi-final against Real Madrid. So what we're going to be doing here is taking a look at the key battles, the on-field and off-field duels that will most likely decide the outcome of the game on Sunday night, as well as potentially the La Liga title race. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I always love to start with the battle between the two masterminds in the dugout, which this time around are Carlo Ancelotti and Xavi Hernandez. So that's what I'm going to do here once again. Now, by now, Xavi and Ancelotti are very familiar with each other's game and the tactical approach. Since Xavi took over at Barca, the two have met twice in the Super Cup, twice in La Liga, and once in the Copa del Rey, and of those 5 encounters, Ancelotti has won twice, whilst Xavi has won on the other 3 occasions. So just something to bear in mind that there has never been a draw between these two teams, at least, there's been a draw after 90 minutes, but then that 90 minutes that was then followed up by extra time, during which Real Madrid won. Okay, so don't be too smart with me. There's never been a draw between these two teams. Currently though, Xavi is on a 2-game winning streak against Ancelotti, and you can bet your grandmother's house that Ancelotti wants nothing more than to end that streak, and he wants to end it with, of course, a win. Statistically, Xavi and Ancelotti have had, on average, been very similar. Their performances across all competitions, the team's performances in all competitions have been rather similar. Xavi has a 71.79 win percentage, whilst Ancelotti has 67.19 win percentage. Xavi is at 2.28 points per game, whilst Ancelotti is at 2.20 points per game. Xavi's Barca are averaging 2 goals scored and 0.77 goals conceded per match, whilst Ancelotti's Real Madrid are averaging 2.05 goals scored and 0.84 goals conceded per match. See, these are nearly identical, alright? And yes, before you come at me in the comments, I know that it's a 4% win rate difference, but if you look at that from the perspective of a full season, that 4% equals just about 1 game, maybe even 2 across the entire season. So basically, Xavi has just won 1 more game than Ancelotti. So owing to how similar the two teams have performed across the whole season, we can expect to see a very tightly contested match, which will be decided by the tweaks that both Xavi and Ancelotti will be able to make to their teams, and what kind of maybe chess moves they're going to pull on each other in this game. Moving on from the gaffers, let's talk about number 9s, because coming face to face in this encounter will be 2 of the world's best number 9s, not only right now but also over the past 4 or 5 years. On one hand, we have last season's Pichichi and current Ballon d'Or holder, and on the other hand, we have the man who is seeking to be this season's Pichichi and the man who was robbed of a Ballon d'Or back in 2020. Honestly, Benzema and Lewandowski have had the kind of storied careers that kids who are in academies can only dream of. Both are the top scorers for their teams, Benzema with 17 goals this season and Lewandowski 23 goals. Throw in the fact that the 2 number 9s are in the thick of the Pichichi race and only 5 goals separate the 2 of them, and it doesn't exactly take a rocket scientist to figure out that Benzema and Lewandowski will play a crucial role in how this match plays out on Sunday night, especially when you further consider the fact that Benzema is coming in off a high, having scored in that matchup against Liverpool. When it comes to on-pitch battles, none have proved more vital in recent El Clasicos than the battle between Vinicius Jr. and Ronald Araujo. On paper, this shouldn't even be a battle that should play out anything like it actually does on the pitch. Vinicius is as speedy and tricky as a Brazilian winger can get these days. Araujo, on the other hand, is, a center back. More often than not, the last person you want going up against a winger like Vinny Jr. is honestly a big, strong center back. But Araujo's unique mix of strength, acceleration, and pace makes him a surprisingly good match for Vinicius Jr. So good that he has in recent memory been able to keep a lid on the Brazilian. As a result, has nullified a big part of Real Madrid's mercurial attack. Vini though will be hoping to break free of Araujo's shackles, because if he can, he will be crucial to any goal scoring exploits that Real Madrid can engage in. And last but not least, in these key battles, we're going to talk about the battle that will be going on between the two men between the sticks. One is a giant, the other one is more like a brick wall. Of course, talking about Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Thibaut Courtois. Now, on the face of it, this is a duo that you might think of as being not so essential, because after all, in the last 7 meetings between the two sides, there have only been 2 clean sheets that have been kept by either goalkeeper. Majority of these games have seen goals being shipped in by both sides, with an average of 2 being conceded by each goalkeeper in that span of matches. However, it is for that reason that I feel whichever goalkeeper offers the most resistance could end up being the difference maker for their team. Needless to say that both ter Stegen and Courtois are among the top 5 goalkeepers on current form and ability, and that both have over the last 12 months demonstrated just how valuable they are to their teams and how much of a bearing they can have on their team's fortune. With that said, it is a wrap for me, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know that there's still plenty of other on-pitch battles that can and probably will have a bearing on the result, like say for instance Balde versus Valverde, Gavi versus Carvajal, Modric versus Busquets, Frenkie de Jong versus Tchouaméni, and Pedri versus Cruz. That's if Pedri will even start. But these 4 battles that I have highlighted here are the ones that I feel are most likely to determine the final outcome of the match on Sunday night. Do, however, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you think differently, and if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and just tell me what you think in the comment section. Otherwise, I thank you all for tuning in. Do have a great day, and Forza Barca.